My name is Erwin Chemerinsky. I'm the Dean of the Law School at the University of California, Berkeley, and it's my pleasure to talk about the Supreme Court's October 2020 term. I think the most significant development in the Supreme Court in the last year was obviously the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg on Friday, September 18, 2020, and then the confirmation and swearing in of her successor, Justice Amy Coney Barrett, on Monday, October 26, 2020. I neither want to overstate the significance of this change on the court, nor underestimate its importance. I think a statistic from a year ago, October term 2019, is particularly revealing what the shift in the composition of the court is likely to mean. A year ago, in October term 2019, the Supreme Court decided 53 cases with signed opinions after briefing and oral argument. That was the fewest number decided in a year since 1862. Of those 53 cases, 14 were 5-4 decisions. In 10 of the 14, the majority was Chief Justice Roberts and Justice Thomas Alito, Gorsuch, and Kavanaugh. In those cases, if Justice Barrett had been on the bench, rather than Justice Ginsburg, the margin likely been different, but not the result. From all we know about Justice Barrett, from her writing as a law professor, her time as a judge on the United States Court of Appeals for the Seventh Circuit, her year on the Supreme Court, she's quite conservative. Had she been on the court a year ago, those 5-4 decisions I referred to would have likely been 6-3 rulings. There were 2 cases a year ago that were 5-4, where the majority was Roberts, Ginsburg, Breyer, Sinner, and Kagan. They were both important cases. One struck down a Louisiana law imposing restrictions on abortion. The other said that President Trump could not rescind DACA, the Deferred Action of Childhood Arrival program. Had Barrett been on the court rather than Ginsburg, those cases likely would have come out 5-4 the other way. Well, based on these decisions, I would have made a couple of predictions about this term of the court, October term 2020. One is we would see a lot more 6-3 decisions. The other is that we'd see very few cases that were 5-4 with a liberal justice in the majority. Simple arithmetic explains why. Now the 3 liberal justices need to get 2 votes rather than just 1. And then you get 2 votes on a court that has 5 staunch conservatives in Thomas, Alito, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Barrett. And both of these predictions came true. In October term 2020, the Supreme Court decided 54 cases with signed opinions after briefing and oral argument. It's the fewest number since 1862, except for a year ago that was one less. And there were 12 6-3 decisions and 6 5-4 decisions. And there wasn't any case in the term that was 5-4 with the 3 liberal justices, Breyer, Sinner, and Kagan, in the majority. It's important to recognize that this is not a short-term phenomenon. It's likely to be true for a long time to come. When Barrett was sworn in on October 26, she was 48 years old. If she stays on the court until she's 87, the age which Justice Ginsburg died, that means that she would be a justice into the year 2059. When she was sworn in, Neil Gorsuch was 53, Brett Kavanaugh 55, John Roberts 65, Samuel Alito 70, Clarence Thomas 72. I've long thought that one of the best predictors of a long lifespan is being confirmed for a seat on the United States Supreme Court. Justice Stevens didn't retire until he was 90 years old. So it's easy to imagine 5 or 6 of these justices being on the court for another decade or 2. So in that sense, October term 2020 gives us a glimpse of the terms to come. But it's also a year in which the Supreme Court is in transition. Many have remarked that every time there's a new justice, it's a different court. In this term, we had a new justice. In fact, there have been 3 new justices in the last 4 years. want to talk about what I regard as the most important cases of the term. I was trying to decide the best order to cover them in, and I decided just to do it alphabetical by topic. And of course, there is a handout that's available to you that lists the cases in the order in which I'll discuss them.